Welcome to another Real Dad Movement Daily Revelation. This daily revelation is about pressure and applying the right kind of pressure to your life, but also in how you're choosing to see pressure and how you can utilize and use it the right way to move yourself forward. Now, pressure exists in life. It's necessary in life. And you hear the saying, pressure makes diamonds, and that's true. It can also crush many, many people. It's ultimately how you're going to handle yourself and the actions you'll take from when you're under the pump and what's happening to you right now. But also having the ability to connect and disconnect between what the right kind of pressure is. Am I just creating pressure in my mind and what's happening and being overwhelmed with this? And is this pressure going to help me move forward? Do I need this sort of pressure, or can I cut that away? This sort of pressure, it's good for me. I need it. This sort of pressure, am I just creating that? Is that just a fiction, a figment of my imagination, so to speak? And look, it's true. And to share parts of my life, when I was heavily overweight from 8 till 16 years of age, I created the shift at 13. Started weights, running around the park, all sorts of things. It took a few years. I was a big boy to lose some weight. And I was sort of discovering things on my own. Like we had a gym set and Dad got me some weights books and the Arnie book and all that sort of stuff, which was cool. But Italian, eating good food, pasta's good food. The right quality bread's good food, but obviously with purpose and reason. It can be too much of anything, right? So for me, there was a lot of pressure. There's a lot of pressure at that pinpoint moment where I turned my life around and changed it, because the opposite sex was starting to enter the foresight a bit more in going through puberty and being a teenager and teenage boy. Bullying was reaching all-time highs, entering high school and getting just slaughtered for being a big fat kid and a redhead as well. When it comes to self-confidence, self-esteem, how I'm seeing myself in the mirror, I used to spit in my face and in the mirror and call myself names and carve into my desk in hidden places because I was ashamed that anyone would see it, that I hated my life and myself, and I'd hate my brothers if they picked on me one day, although there were plenty of moments where my brothers protected me. But I was in this triggered state where anything would push me over the edge. And the pressure I was feeling in my life, it was overwhelming. And it was balancing on a knife's edge on whether I'm going to go this way and get fit and healthy and turn around, or I'm just going to keep slumping down. I'm just going to become this person who just exists in life. And I'm not saying anyone who's overweight is just existing life. But for me, what I wanted and where I wasn't happy. Now I turned this around and used pressure with data, metrics, maybe didn't use those words at the time, but deadlines to lose X amount of weight, to cut out the green lime cordial that I used to just smash, to cut out junk or takeaway food, no more McDonald's, all these different things. And it made me move. I shifted my ass into gear and started hooking in. Other periods of pressure came to when it was with rugby league and my career and moving up in first grade, and then it was just shattered with 9 operations over 6 years. And there were different lines where ultimately I just wasn't happy, and I was handling the pressure well, but it was becoming a period where I started to let it handle me. And the right way to use it as a learning resource and tool of life experience to become who I am today is exactly what's happened. But off the back of handling the pressure the wrong way, I could have fallen down, become a victim and fallen apart, and really not been a very nice person in my life with a sense of entitlement that I should have got this, this, and this. And assuming it was going to happen to me, I have expectations that this must happen no matter what, when really you're in the arena of physical sport and contact sport with rugby league, where there's certainly no guarantees. But it's how we can be geared as society and what we can tell ourselves that we need to achieve that can formulate this pressure. From there, I lost my home. I had to sell my home. I was nearly homeless, and I continued with, obviously doing my PT. I've been a PT since I was 17, as well as trying to make it in rugby league, up and down, as well as working for my brothers who own a pool company, and really moving ahead in life with a huge amount of pressure, but not letting it overrule me, using it and fueling my fire, fueling my body in what I need to do to just keep taking action. You will find a way. And look, there are periods of my life where there were times when I probably was, applying effort aimlessly, and I wasn't really gauging where I'm at, what I need to do, what's important. But also on top of that, they were learning experiences for me too, because pressure continued to build in other areas of my life where it was leading to me not being satisfied and happy, which meant I had to search and seek for something more. But that's something I banked. I built in the level of optimism, overcoming adversity, focus on the solution, not on the problems. All these different things can help you when pressure is applied. Now, when you apply your own pressure, that's awesome. Deadlines are powerful things, and other different things when it comes to what I'm doing now, running my gym with RDM, all lines of pressure that I create to push and move myself forward in a healthy way, to consistently challenge myself, to consistently try to grow. Now, I may not always consistently grow. There'll be periods where there's tough periods and you just got to put your hands up, put the gloves up and cop the hits and get punched in the face. That's happened plenty of times to me, plenty of times in a row or days in a row as well. And it's all about getting up more often than you're getting knocked down. And that's what will help you come out the other end when you collectively form that with learning, understanding, listening, opening your eyes and having an awareness to know that, yes, I do need to stand up again. But yes, I'm also not going to do the same thing and repeat the same mistake because that's going to put me in an even worse state. The hard part is for us as dads, though, and for you right now, mate, more often than not, is pressures being applied to you that you don't control, whether it's work, family, the missus, the children. And the big thing is understanding that it's how you see it and how you can apply it, which I've got an episode on choices and choosing in life, but how you see it and how you can apply it in your life to ultimately use it as fuel, use it the right way to either diffuse a situation, to either become a better leader, to either shift the environment and the state from which that pressure is coming or being applied, to help those around you by helping yourself, by helping those around you in shifting the pressure, whether it's necessary, where it applies, the purpose behind it, and ultimately moving forward together as a team. Perfect example, you get home, Mrs. has had a horrible day with the kids, she's just ready to tear heads off and throws you the kids, and you've had a big tough day at work, and that's not to take away she's had a tough day. But by being a leader, holding the right temperament, applying the pressure that you're absorbing and taking the right way to then disperse out purpose and meaning behind an actionable outcome that's going to be a win-win for everyone, you can hold a better nature, a better temperament, apply a different set of either logic, feelings, or emotions to supportively and lovingly look after your wife, the children, and ultimately put yourself in the right position where everyone gets fed, everyone gets fueled, but you end up happier with one less thing that you need to have with a higher form of pressure, which can happen consistently in your life. Because I'll tell you right now, mate, if you don't knock that on the head, more often than not, when that happens, it becomes a pattern process with her, with the children, with yourself, and you will be triggered more often than not, and life just turns to shit. Now, here's the kicker. Here's the disclaimer. You will not be able to last in handling that forever. Work, family, children, wife, all these different things. You won't last handling that. You won't last being the big white knight on the horse and being the saint to come in and not fix the problem, but also in the right way, in the right context, lead people out of the issues and help people drive away from things that are not harmonious and frequencies and energies and just that feel that is not necessary if you don't invest in yourself. And that's what this comes down to. You must invest in yourself. Take time in looking after yourself so you're at the right place where you can be. This doesn't mean you have to get up at 3 a.m. and start the day early. It depends on you and your lifestyle and your work regime. But for me, the reality is I get up at 4 a.m. most days because it gives me half an hour to do my meditations or reflections. What does that even mean? It's simple. I chuck on my earphones. I play some nice, relaxing music. I do a little bit of journaling. I write in some goals. I do my plan for the day to try and keep a structure because time is incredibly valuable. It should be to you as well. Time should always be more valuable than money. You can always find ways to multiply money, but you'll never be able to multiply your time. You can certainly find ways to keep it in an efficient balance with your life, which is why I like planning first thing in the morning. Then some days of the week I get up and at 4 a.m. and after I do all that, I train at 5 a.m. Other days at 5 a.m. I cook a nice meal. Other days at 5 a.m. I'm fasting and I get cracking on into some work before the girls wake up. It is what it is. It's got to be conducive with your lifestyle, but it gives me the right frameworks and the right headspace to be in a position to handle all the other bullshit that the world will throw at me. Because you know what? I've invested in me first. I've had me time first. So when the pressures come and hit me, I'm looking after number one so that number one can look after everyone else. And that's how you got to see it, mate. This is your life. This is your world. You are number one and you have to be. What other choice do you have? Or is it just going to be crippling and falling apart? Yeah, I'm giving and giving and giving. Yeah, mate, you're giving 20%, soon to be 10%. And then what'll happen? So being clear on that and establishing the importance that has in your life is really coming down to how you approach pressure by having the right chain of events in order for you to handle the situation, diffuse it, eliminate elements of pressure that don't need to exist in your life, and also lead your life, lead your way forward, which can have a greater impact and influence on those around you. Pressure, it's a beautiful thing. Yeah, there's moments where I don't like certain elements of pressure that are not necessary, but other areas, it's absolutely a must for me and for you to drive and strive for the excellence in our life to grow and be more instead of settling, being stagnant. Because when we're in those positions, one day shit will hit the fan and you're not tough, you're not resilient, you haven't overcome adversities and you will fall down if you're not willing and ready to fight and stand up with the power, the ethic, and the work rate that you need to sometimes diffuse the situation and overcome the pressure in front of you. Hope you enjoyed this episode. Hit you with another one soon. Cheers.